Hi there. I'm going to show you how to use the Photomerge in Photoshop CS4. It is also in CS3, but I'm going to show you on CS4 because that's what I have right now. When you go to your bridge, it's a way of making a panorama picture where they stitch the pictures together, and Photoshop has an awesome program put together for that so that automatically it will blend your photos together. It's pretty incredible. So normally I think when you first open up your bridge, you see it, if you look at the top, you see it with the essentials being the way that it's opened up for you. And my computer's running very slow right now, and I'm not sure why. Probably because I'm making this movie, so I'm just trying to get it. There we go. This is kind of how you usually see it, but for now I'm going to use it in the film strip mode. It just kind of puts more things down the bottom. One thing I want to tell you about, because when I went to try to do this application myself, when I first learned it, there's a couple of little glitches that if you don't know about it, you're going to be very frustrated. So I always tell people, suggest to people that you should keep all of your information not on your desktop, not in your computer, but on an external hard drive. And we have our Lacey 2008 right over there. But if you want to do this application, it has to come from a folder on your desktop. So you want to make sure you make a folder and put the pictures in the folder on the desktop that you want to make your panorama picture from. Okay, so that's number one kind of troubleshooting little tip. If you ever try to do something as you're following along on a tutorial and something's not working, think about that. Try that first. Maybe if it's in my hard drive, maybe I need to have it on my desktop in a folder, okay? Because that has happened a few times with different things that I've been working on. All right, so here we are, ready to go. I'm going to work on panorama number 2, so I'm going to double click on that, and that opens up my 3 images down the bottom. I'm going to make them a little bit bigger right here. All right, and I'm going to try to make one continuous panorama out of those 3 images. So I'm going to select all of them, which is Command A or Control A. All right, so that opens up my pictures up here, and from there I'm going to go up to where it says Tools, Photoshop, and Photomerge, and it's going to open up a couple different things. It opens up the Photomerge setup where I can decide how I want to do the image, how I want to put it together. For this demonstration, I'm going to use Auto, and I'm going to select the 3 images that are listed there, the 3 that I had highlighted, and I'm going to click OK. I'm also, actually before I do that, I'm going to blend images together, have that checked off so that it will automatically fill things in and move things around so that you will not know how they were connected together. So I'm going to say OK, and now we just sit and let it work. So if you look on my workspace on the right, it's showing how it's taking the images and then making 3 layers out of them. It also then adds a layer mask to them, and then once this is all done and all put together, you could actually click off on one layer or click off on the other layer and see how they blended them together. And if you want to make any adjustments, you would have to make an adjustment to each layer. Like, say for instance I wanted to increase the contrast, I would click on one layer and do it, or the next layer and then do the same exact numbers. Because Photoshop has already done a wonderful job of blending everything, I want it to still look the same. But it's pretty interesting to see with the layer mask how they end up putting it together. The other thing naturally that you could do is just flatten your layers, and then you can make adjustments to the image as one whole image rather than 3 separate parts. So we're just sitting here waiting. But overall, really, it is fairly quick that it does this. It's pretty amazing when it's all done. Because if you watch, here you go. So, could you even tell? Like, watch this. If I close this one off, look at the way that it used that image and blended it together. And on the next image, it just kind of used that little section. And then on the third image, that's how it blended it in. So that's pretty cool, you know. And now to get rid of the excess empty areas, I'm going to hit crop. Right now I'm told by the boss man that he wants it cropped at a 36 by 11 at 72 dpi, because we're going to be then putting this on the internet for you to see. So I guess that kind of works best. So I'm going to do that. I can drag it out a little bit more, right about to there. So I'm all okay up top here. I'm going to drag this corner down a little bit more, and I'm all okay here. So with that right there, I'm going to hit enter, and then that will crop my image. Alright, and now it's opened up in Photoshop. I'm going to do Command 0, which brings it up to as big as it can fit into that area. I'm going to Apple Plus it. I say Apple. Command Plus. Command Plus. And we'll try it one more. Oh, it's already good. Okay, so this is at 100%. You cannot see where they blended this at all. Not even in the snow. Isn't that really cool? What an awesome job. So I'm going to go like that. If I want to make any adjustments at this point, I'm going to do layer flatten image, but I have it set up as an action as F1 on my computer. So watch my layers, boom, all down to one background layer now. I'm going to plus it up. I'm going to do Command L, which brings up my levels. And I'm going to increase the contrast a little bit. I kind of like it like that. I'm going to do Command U. I always say Apple. Hue and saturation. Command U brings up your hue and your saturation. I'm going to increase some saturation here. Change the hue just a little bit. I'm going to say okay, and then I'm going to actually darken it down a little bit. So I'm going back to levels. I can darken it that way, or on the left side of the slider when you're at levels on custom here. This is kind of like contrast. This is brightness and darkness, and this is almost like a saturation. So I'm just going to do that, say okay. So there you go. Go back to history. You started out with your Untitled Panorama. Get down to here. Let's see. Here we did the crop, and then my adjustments made it look a little bit cooler. Maybe a little too much contrast, but alright. So hopefully that will work well for you. I've also figured out that if I'm going to save this image, file, save as, and I'm going to leave it Untitled Panorama 1 and save it to my desktop to start off with. And just waiting for the computer to catch up to me. And then I'm going to try one more real quick for you. Come on. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to save it to my desktop. Say save. Okay. And now I'm going to close that down, because I think what I want to show you is one more thing real quick here. Alright, now if I want to do the same thing with, say, let's see, what are the pictures in Panorama 3? I'm also working up in Maine, so my internet connection, my connection with everything, is a little bit slower than when we're home. Panorama 3, here it comes. Alright, here's 4 pictures that I could use. I'm only going to use this 5 actually. I'm going to use 3. I'm going to pick this one, and this one. And I'm going to go to Tools, Photoshop, Photomerge. And just waiting. Okay, I'm going to pick this image, all 3 images, blend the images together, say OK. And we're just going to show you how quickly you can sit and make panorama pictures all day long. Basically, when you're shooting, kind of play. Go out and take pictures of one picture, rotate a little, take another one, rotate a little, take another shot, and then come back and play with this. It's a lot of fun. So you can kind of keep that in mind if you're out and you have a beautiful panoramic view, but you can't get it all with your camera. Try shooting it this way. I'm going to show you layers so you can see how we're progressing here. Maybe I got it all messed up. No, here we go. Okay. Creating seamless composition. Woo! Here it comes. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see how we did. Wow. That's awesome. Okay, crop one more time. I'm going to do the crop. And I think I'll move it over this way. Get rid of that little house there. And we want to bring it down a tad. And up a tad. You know, if you wanted to leave that bottom part, I'm going to leave that bottom part like that. And I'm going to just use my, I think I can use my arrow. I'm going to use my arrow and just, yes, I can. Pop it down. I'm going to say enter. And we are cropping that again because the boss man said to, 36 by 11 at 72 dpi. Get ready. Apple 0. I'm going to clone, so I'm going to use S for my stamp. Oh, can't do that. Alright, can't do it until I've flattened it. So F1 for me, and it's flattened. And look at, because my background comes in white, it went into white. I was going to actually clone it, but let's see. Let's bring it up. You do see a little bit of a difference, so if you want to do your stamp, you can do that and just get rid of all that little, get rid of the little line. So you don't necessarily have to crop out the whole see-through area. You can keep it if that helps out in the final composition of your picture. I just hit tab. Tab brings my palette and my toolbar up like that. Tab on, tab off. Wax on, wax off. Okay, and let's see, let's kind of tuck the bridge away. I'm just going to make it so you can see it pretty. And hit F. Okay, it's going to work pretty soon. Uh-oh. Here it comes. There we go. F1 brings up gray. Hit F again. It's going to keep working. It's really, really slow, and I apologize for this. F. Eventually, you can bring it to black. But my computer's really slow, and I apologize. Alright, well, you know what? I'm not going to drive you guys crazy. I just hope you believe me. If you keep going with the F's, it'll eventually bring you back to your desktop, too. So, there you go. That's how you can make panoramas, and good luck. We'll see you on the next one.